Listen to this podcast now
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
The Anthony Cumia Show, talking about the situation in Newark, New Jersey at the Delaney Hall ICE facility. It's been quite rambunctious over there, quite the kerfuffle popping off over there. It is an ICE facility. They take people, illegal aliens, and they bring them there for processing and whatnot until they can load them up and get them out. Get the hell out. It's legal. The majority of this country wants this done. Joe Biden and whatever that was, his administration, flung the doors open. And we saw the damage that is still being done on a daily basis in this country because of Joe Biden's puppet regime policy of flinging the door open. When was the last time we heard about one of those caravans? Remember the caravans that would come from Central America, and they'd give an overhead view of a line, a crowd of people that stretched to the horizon, walking down some crappy third world dirt road, heading north to the American border, knowing damn well no one was going to stop them. And that's what was happening. A nonstop parade of third worlders coming in illegally under Joe Biden. And all you heard from him and his administration, we got a bill, a bipartisan bill. This is what we all signed, a bipartisan. That's the way to fix the border. We'd have issues with. And then Trump came in, slammed the door shut. No bill, no bipartisan bill, no compromises that had to be made with the likes of Chuck Schumer. None of that. He slammed the door because Joe Biden would have been able to do the same damn thing. He chose not to. They wanted illegals coming into this country in historic numbers. Why? Well, for votes. Yeah, we know that. For votes to add to the population of minorities in this country, because it's their goal to make white Americans the minority in this country. So that's part of it. And that's what was going on. Donald Trump shut the door. It was easy as that. Now, getting them out seems to be the hard part. There were so many let in that it feels like, what's that old saying? That ICE is shoveling the crap against the tide. It's nearly impossible to get them out at any speed to match the speed at which they came in. And at every turn, the politicians, the Democrat, liberal politicians are trying to stop the president and ICE from doing what they need to do. We see it every day. And now with these riots, with this insurrection going on, they have support. They have support from these politicians that don't seem to have America's best interest at hand. Here is Governor, what is this, Mikie Sherrill, the governor of New Jersey. And she's got the finger of blame, a little blame to point out as to who might be responsible for the hijinks and shenanigans going on at Delaney Hall at that ICE facility. This is a AC-10 Let's listen to Mikie Sherrill.
We've seen that over the last couple of days, a lot of peaceful protesting going on.
Peaceful.
We're going to continue to support making sure that people are safe and there's public safety,
peaceful.
but going forward, it's peaceful. And what seems to really be inciting a lot of this are really the ICE agents. So the ICE agents really need to stay out of there. That seems to really be inciting a lot of this right now.
The ICE agents really need to stay out of there. What? Out of the facility that they're running? Out of the place where they are doing their business that the president asked of them? What? Peaceful? Have you been watching what's going on at Delaney Hall in Newark, beautiful Newark, New Jersey? I don't know. Peaceful. Throwing barricades at the cops, lighting fires. It didn't look peaceful. I didn't see one piece of video shown from there that looked peaceful. It wasn't just people marching or reciting slogans. This was violence. And to say that ICE is perpetrating it or ICE is inciting it, do you know if these violent protesters, rioters, left the facility that they have no business being at? Well, the violence stops. ICE won't go around off of the Delaney Hall site looking for people to tear gas. You know, oh boy, we got to drive 10 miles away from the facility before we found somebody to shoot with a tear gas pellet. No. Who's inciting this? Well, Jersey, your governor thinks it is the ICE people. The ICE people that are doing this. This is the part that gets so many people furious with this so-called leadership. They do not see what's happened. Not see. They are blind, or they know what's going on and they choose to lie to the people. I mean, she was either incredibly stupid and ignorant as to what's going on at a facility in her state. These are the only choices. She's dumb. She's an idiot. She could not look at what was happening and comprehend what was going on, or she didn't even take the time to look at what was happening. That's gross incompetence. Or she's a lying crock of crap. And she knows exactly what's going on. And she knows that it's rioters and people that are causing trouble. They're paid agitators shipped in from Washington and, of course, New York. They're coming in from New York. All these liberal enclaves, and they come in and they start trouble. And these politicians like Governor Sherrill sit there and say they're peaceful. They're being peaceful. We see it. We have eyes. It's amazing. You scroll through and you watch the videos and you see them being violent agitators when law enforcement is trying to keep the road open, trying to keep their gate open so they can come and go to do the work that they need to do. And they're being stopped from doing that by these people who should be arrested. Push them back and shoot the tear gas. Sure, it's entertaining, but you have to stop this by arresting every single one of these violent agitators. You can't just push them back. You can't arrest one or two that get in your face. You got to just round them all up. If they are all in the middle of the street, they are all committing an arrestable offense, interfering with the operations of federal law enforcement. Arrestable. And then follow through. Make them have to go through the entire system. That's a pain in the ass. Costs time and money and aggravation. Put them through the entire system. Make them post bail. Make them get a lawyer. make them have to wait 6 months for their case to come up, all that fun stuff. But wishful thinking, isn't it? Here's Ken from Akron, Ohio. Ken, what's up, man?
Thanks for taking my call.
Certainly.
I agree. And if you cross state lines to come and do this, this is federal. Why don't we bring in our own judge? They always get their judge that lets everybody go. Why don't we bring in our judge and start prosecuting these people? And like you say, if you send 30, 40 of them to prison for a while under federal charges, let's see people complain about that. You can't stop these protests until they see people getting retribution for it.
Exactly. They need to see that there are consequences.
How about we get the prosecutors at January 6 people that they put them in solitary and they got all those sentences? We get those same prosecutors to prosecute these people and tell them, if you don't work as hard on these people as you did January 6 people, we're coming after you next.
Yeah. Yeah. Do they honestly do they honestly think, because I've heard people say this, that the January 6th insurrectionists did so much damage? I have people that still to this day say that they killed police officers on January 6th. No, nobody killed police officers. A woman that was in the Capitol. There was some vandalism in there. Sure, people were being disrespectful to some windows, but shooting a woman in the neck, that's who died there. It was one of the people, not cops, not politicians, and they just will not look at it for that. They, from what I'm seeing at Delaney Hall, they are doing a lot more damage and hurting a lot more law enforcement officers than the January 6 people ever did. But they don't even arrest them, or if they do arrest them, they zip tie them and then they let them loose an hour later. No, prosecute and then sentence, some serious sentencing. Yes, Ken. Thank you, man. Here goes Ken, Akron, Ohio. Yeah. And this is what most people think. This isn't the fringe. The fringe are the nut jobs that back these people, that refuse to say what they're doing, which is more of an insurrection against the government than what January 6th did. Little trespassing on the Capitol grounds. 30 years. 30 years in prison. But, injuring law enforcement, threatening the lives of law enforcement agents and their family, assaulting them, throwing anything and everything at them, lighting their cars on fire. That's it's all peaceful. That's what Governor Sherrill says. That's peaceful protesting. What are you talking about? Didn't you see how peaceful it was? Kevin over there in where are you? Long Beach, New York.
That's
What's
right.
up?
How you doing, that?
Good.
Yeah, she didn't hesitate to bring in the National Guard once it started getting real crazy, though. Did you notice that? Yeah.
Yeah, she brought the New Jersey Stadies in.
Yeah.
She supports them. It's peaceful. And then she brings the state troopers in to make sure the area is secure and safe for ICE, because it was making her look bad.
And they came in on horseback, and they had the rubber bullets, everything. They were ready to go, man. I was glad to see that.
They must have been psyched to get into the fray. I saw some guy. It's just, they are such babies. They're so beta male and just the F word for gay. That's really what I want to say, but I can't. It's I saw one guy. He had his camera and he's recording the horses, the New Jersey troopers on horseback, and a horse nudged the guy, and he starts screaming, "The horse broke my camera! The horse, they're trampling us with their horses." I have seen children at stables, at ranches, at riding academies get knocked by a horse a lot harder than that, get thrown off of horses. and they get up, brush themselves off, and get right back on. They're immature, childlike idiots. And this is why are we dealing with them? Why are we giving them any latitude? Arrest. They have to be arrested. Right, Kev? I know you know. Thank you, man.
Almonte's Key Food, proudly serving communities throughout Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island for over 30 years. When you shop Key Food, you'll always find fresh products, great weekly specials, and exceptional personalized service. Visit at any of their Key Food stores at 8235 153rd Avenue, Lindenwood, New York, 935 Rosedale Road, Valley Stream, New York, and 6620 Avenue U, Brooklyn, New York.